Most designers think they're designing a product, but great designers know that they're actually designing a system. In this video, I'll be talking about system thinking in design and how different parts connect and influence each other in a system. So, system thinking is a design approach where designers analyze a problem as part of a larger interconnected system instead of looking at it in isolation. It focuses on first of all relationships between the elements, then the pattern over time, then on the third level root cause of the problem, and then finally feedback loops within the system. And then we have the iceberg model, which is a framework used in systems thinking to understand visible problems and their hidden causes. So it shows that most of the causes of a problem are hidden beneath the surface, just like an iceberg. So some part of the system is visible, while the majority of the part lies beneath the surface. So the very first level is the event, which is the surface of the iceberg model, which is at the surface level. So this is the visible problem, the situation which is the most visible, or the events that people actually notice, and it's what most people react to. Now, an example would be users abandoning a checkout page just by looking at its appearance, and a food delivery arriving late would also be an example. Designers who only focus on these events will treat symptoms rather than solving the real problem, because this is not the underlying cause. This is just an event that's occurring. And now an example for this would be users leaving the checkout page would be a problem, and the quick fix would be change the button color. Now designers who are not familiar with the iceberg problem would just change the button color, but the issue might be deeper. So coming to level 2 is patterns and trends. So right now we know that the food delivery arrived late and the users abandon the checkout page. Now, this level will help us look at repeated events over time. Instead of asking what happened, we will ask what keeps happening. By identifying patterns like checkout abandonment increasing every week and delivery delays happening mostly at night. So, we have to analyze data, analytics, and user behavior patterns in order to identify recurring problems in the system. So once now when we're familiar with the patterns after the event, we'll move to level 3, which are the system structures. So this level examines the structure of the system that creates those patterns. System structures include processes, certain policies, workflows. So these policies and workflows are the basic systems, and it helps us realize why delivery delays were happening mostly at night. So maybe there's poor route optimization, or maybe there are too few delivery partners, or inefficient order allocation, or maybe restaurant preparation always has delays. So here we'll get to know how the components interact with the system. And coming to level 4 is the mental models, which is the deepest level. So first what we did, we got ourselves familiar with the events on the surface level. Then we found out the patterns or the trends which kept happening again and again, which led to the event happening. And then we found out the system structures, the policies, which leads to the patterns happening. And now the deepest level is the mental model. This is the deepest and the most powerful level. Mental models are basically the beliefs, assumptions, and mindsets that shape the system. For example, faster delivery is more important than worker well-being would be a great example of a mental belief. And users will tolerate long checkout forms is another great example of a mental belief, although these are both wrong beliefs. For the interface design, um, for users abandoning a checkout page, the designer designing the checkout form might be thinking that users will tolerate long checkout forms, which is the wrong mentality. So that's the mental model, and when you get a change in the mental model, you'll gradually get the change in the system, which will lead to change in the patterns, which will lead to the change in the events. So we'll have to go to the deepest root cause, and more features always improve the product. This is also another mental belief the creator of the user interface might have, that more features always improve the product, or users will tolerate long checkout forms. And the restaurant owner might have beliefs like fast delivery is more important than worker well-being. So these beliefs influence how systems are designed, and changing mental models often lead to transformational change in systems. So, yeah, again, this is the, as I've said, this is the iceberg model structure: events, which are visible problems, patterns, trends over time, system structures, processes and relationships, mental models, beliefs and assumptions. So, now we'll get to know why the iceberg model is important in design. So designers often solve surface level problems, right? But systems thinking encourages solving root causes. So without system thinking, if we fix a problem, there's a problem, we fix the UI and the problem would repeat. But with system thinking, we'll be able to analyze the pattern, understand the system structure, and change the root cause. This will lead to sustainable design solutions. So again, there's an example in UX design that I have a food delivery app. There's an event happening in the food delivery app. The customer complains about late deliveries, so that's an event. And late deliveries happen mostly during weekends and peak hours. Now that would be a pattern. And why does that happen? There are too many orders assigned to one delivery partner. Maybe the restaurant's overloaded. Maybe there's inefficient routing system. We don't know, but there's some discrepancy in the system structure. So now coming back to the mental model, the company may believe that accept as many orders as possible to maximize revenue. So it's a revenue chasing company. They care about revenue generation more than anything. So they're fine with giving customer a little bit of discomfort and getting the orders late delivered. But now we are going to have to change the mental model, change the mental belief in order to change the event. So the real solution would be to improve order distribution and the logistic systems, not just the UI.